Now that Mike and Mike is over on ESPN Radio, Mike Golic is opening up about splitting from his on-air partner of over 18 years. In an interview with the Coloradoan, Golic shared his thoughts on the decision to split the two up after having success on ESPN Radio. Golic said he felt anger and disappointment with his bosses when they told him their plans. "I had no clue. Zero. When I went in to see the bosses, I thought it was to talk about the next deal since our contracts were ending. We had talked the previous year about moving the show to New York and I thought maybe it was about that. Instead, they told me the show was going to end and that Greeny was going to do a show in New York and I was going to do a show with my son," Golic said. The 54-year-old couldn't understand why ESPN wanted to take something that was working so well and break it up, betting they'd both do well on their own. Joe Ferreira on ESPN Images. Joe Ferreira on ESPN Images. "I was like, why are you ending the show? They said we wanted to be in New York. That's not my pay grade to understand, but I couldn't understand a show in New York when our show was national," Golic said. "When I told them I thought it was a huge mistake and didn't understand why they were taking something so successful and breaking it up. Their thought was both shows would be successful. I almost feel like you're splitting face cards at a blackjack table. You have a winning hand. Why are you risking that?" Golic wouldn't get into details about how the conversation went between the two but said ESPN and Greenberg could share that information. "I will never get into more locker room stuff, but it was awkward. We had to work through some things, but I will leave it at that. My line has been, it's not my story to tell," Golic said. "It's management and Greeny's story to get into the particulars if they want. I'm not going into that. But Greeny and I are fine now." While Golic says they're fine, he said the two weren't really friends off the air, even noting that Greenberg once said he thought it was best if the two didn't hang out outside work. Scott Roth and Vision App. Greenberg's new TV show Get Up will start on ESPN on April 2nd. On the new morning show he'll be joined by Michelle Beadle and Jalen Rose. While Greenberg's show is still a few months away, Golic's new radio show alongside Trey Winga begins November 27th. Golic told the Coloradoan he was in Colorado for a stem cell procedure. The Fort Collins newspaper reported his show with Winga will be more like a radio show on TV morning show with fun bits, entertainment and sports. Only time will tell if ESPN's gamble was worth a risk.